All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome. So I'm pulling up files to do. I want to make sure I get everything. Uh, so this is gonna take a while, guys. Um, but while this is taking, actually, let me just do it in time. Yes, I can do that. That's cool. All right. Dude, I'm like streaming a couple of days after episode 6 of TADC. Oh my gosh. Stop. We're not gonna talk about Funny Bunny. We're not. Dude, I can make a separate like stream talking about that, but I wanna get this done. Alright, hold on. What is this? Okay. Hold on.
People think they know what.
My fault. I have like I have stuff. Hold on. Okay. Let me look over here. Man, that's crazy. Okay. Alright. We didn't do Madeline, right? We didn't. Okay. Let me get, get seconds. Okay, hold on. Hold on, chat. We are on, what's her name? So we're on, Madeline's case. Notice how it's like the 18th and this was like the 17th. It's crazy. So, we are, gonna be doing her case. We're also gonna be trying doing like, what's it? I think another one, Catherine Fox. I think we did that, but I don't know. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that one as well. And try and get it over because I am tired. Alright. But we're gonna get the case documents, and we're just basically making like a bunch of assumptions based off of evidence that we have in this file. I like to personally make assumptions for what happened, like more specifically, because in games like this, they don't really pay attention to like little details like that. They they mainly pay attention about who the killer is, and while that is kind of fun, it's like it doesn't add a lot of like depth of how fun the game should be in general. So we're just gonna be doing this that way. We're gonna be doing this my way, actually. So let's read. All right. Hold on. My thing's crashed. Okay. Um, your objective: prove Scott lied about the accident. When you find evidence to prove Scott lied about, wait, when you find my fault. When you, when you find evidence to prove Scott lied and Madeline's death was not an accident, visit this page to see if you're right. All right. All right. See, like, but it's like objective stuff like this that doesn't really make the case files really fun because I'm just figuring out one objective. I'm not figuring out the entirety, and that's what's really boring. That's just my personal take. I don't know. I that's honestly just how I see it. 35-year-old Sunnyview resident Scott Zion kneels over the body of his AU pair. 19-year-old Madeline Depard, 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 Depard. Uh, hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Like, how the fuck do you actually pronounce that?
Depard.
Hard. Okay. Um, Madeline Depard. Following a crash. Oh wait, my fault. Madeline Depard following a crash with her bicycle on August 17th. Can I see? Okay. Prosecutors plan to drop vehicular manslaughter case against Sunnyview Man by Mark Salil. Sunnyview Press staff writer. Sunnyview the Fayettes? What is this? I mean, it sounded like I said the F slur in like a French accent. Ignore that. County District Attorney's Office has dropped the prosecution of a Sunnyview man who has been charged with vehicular manslaughter stemming from a crash that killed a bicyclist in August. Scott Zion, 35, had been charged with vehicular manslaughter and reckless driving in connection with an accident that happened near the Sunnyview grocery depot. Okay. So, my question is, how can you accidentally kill someone with like a car by a grocery store? Like I don't get that. How was that in any sort of means possible in any sort of aspect? How does that work? Like when you think of like grocery stores, right? You think of like because I can kind of get how it would most likely be an accident because there are whatchamacallit? There's parking spots and stuff. But my question is, right, if everybody is being careful where they park, how would they be able to run you over? That's the thing. If they're able to park perfectly, right? And and nobody else has a problem with that. How are they able to hurt another person? That's my question. What was that? It's weird. The 19-year-old bicyclist Madeleine Depard suffered fatal injuries in the crash. Coincidentally, Depard had also resigned as an AU pair for over 6 months. Oh, she's pretty. According to court documents, prosecutors dismissed their case against Zion during a scheduled trial readiness hearing date at Fate. I'm pronouncing it Fate. I don't care. County Superior Court in Sunnyvale. In an email Friday, Deputy District Attorney Evan. What is that? I keep hearing crashes. Um, Evan Weinberg said the case was dismissed. Wait, what? Oh, yo, that's crazy. My fault. I'm like reading, but I'm not actually comprehending the information. Um, Hold on, be right back, be right back, be right back. Alright, we're back. Okay. In an email Friday, Deputy District Attorney Evan Weinberg said the case was dismissed after prosecutors brought in an expert from Florida. Where am I gone? Okay. Highway patrols multidisciplinary accident investigation team to further investigate the case. Based upon the results and conclusions of this additional investigation, we did not feel we were able to meet our burden, Greenberg said. At this time, we don't anticipate violent charges. Zion pled not guilty to the charges before they were ultimately dropped, according to Sunnyview Police Department. But that's the thing that's crazy. That's crazy because people can really get away with anything if they say that they're not guilty. That sucks. Initial amount of the crash, Zion was driving his 2005 Chrysler Town and Country at 8:13 a.m. at Montpelier BLVD as Depard was bicycling at Montpelier in the opposite direction. Zion made a right turn onto Mount Monet Road as Depard was in the crosswalk and struck her. According to the SPD, the Chrysler knocked Depard off her bicycle and sent her about 10 feet through the air where she struck her head on the pavement. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, what? So, hold on. So that's an accident though, right? Oh, it was an accident, but you sent her 10 feet off her bicycle. You sent her flying 10 feet away from her bicycle after you knocked into her. If it was actually an accident, you would have most likely done very little damage. Maybe not little, right? But like if maybe you ran her over or something, right? Or you knocked her off, the accidents the injuries would be minimal because you would have backed off and realized your mistake. This is very clearly not an accident. So I think like this news article says enough, honestly, but I gotta actually find evidence on how it is. So it's so stupid, but whatever. That's crazy though. Okay, so this is apparently how the car works, right? That's parking lot or sidewalk. Oh, those are sidewalks, my fault. These are sidewalks. All right, car is going through in here, right? Madeline was like on the bike towards the sidewalk. Scott's car, supposedly, accidentally, knowing damn well he saw her because he's literally right in front of her, goes to here and he crashes into her bike as she's walking through the bike through the sidewalk. That's crazy. And apparently he was making a whatchamacallit? Because we gotta look here, right? If he's going this way, right? He's making what is it? Let me see. Because she was right. See, because like okay. Access diagram, draw circle the 9 diagrams numbered 8 if it describes the accent. Draw your own diagram below. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't really show because this is just kind of going to here and here. That makes sense? Like it's going here, like it's pulling up. The car's pulling up onto her. So there's no right way to tell what the original direction was because there's other sidewalks here that he could have crashed into, but he purposefully chose to crash into Madeline. So we can't really. So I feel like this is enough, right? Because if it's not showing directions onto here, that very clearly shows that not only was this purposefully, right? But it's so like that accident is so brutal to the point where you can't even describe which way he was going, like which direction he was going in. That's crazy. Describe injury. See, broken bones and massive head injury. My fault. That's crazy. Okay, we're not reading this. Scott Zion. Why does he look like that? I don't like you. I don't like this at all. I really don't. Dude, next time, I swear. Man, we can try like doing a hand cam where I pull up like like a case game and we can solve it together. That would be so fun. I'm actually planning on making a stream where I'm making my plushie. Oh, whoops. That would be cool. But yeah. All right. Can you guys see? I can't see. Um. It's not letting me go. Okay, you guys gotta deal with this angle. All right, detective, please state your name for the record. Scott Zion. Scott, what is your relationship with the deceased Madeline Depard? She worked for me and my wife as an AU. What the fuck is an AU pair? What does that mean? An AU pair is a young person from a foreign country who lives with a host family and provides childcare in exchange for room, board, and stipend. So, oh, where is she from? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Where is she from though? That's not like enough information. We gotta know like her. I don't know. I feel like that would be. I don't know. Because if we're gonna do a case file like this, right, we have to know the ethnicity of the said deceased person. We have to know the race of the said deceased person. We have to know. We have to know as enough information as possible, and that's what's like confusing with these like case games. Like these case games don't make any sense. What exactly did Madeline do for you and your wife? Well, she did typically an AU pair stuff. She handled a lot of the housework, meals, grocery shopping, and help with the kids. So, in other terms, an AU pair is basically someone who is foreign and they help around like American families, or whatever. I think to like stay there legally in the said country. I could be wrong. But they do help as much as possible. That's what I know. Can you tell me what happened this morning? What do you want to know? I hit her with the minivan. She went flying. I think she hit her head, and by the time I got out of the car to her, she wasn't moving, wasn't breathing. She was dead. You know, I feel like this guy is racially motivated. I feel like this was so racially motivated. It's so hard to figure out. It's gotta be though. It's gotta be. Why wouldn't it? He's like, I feel like he is the kind of guy who would beat down a foreigner, like someone who works for him. Like, no, wait, what? What? I feel like he would beat down. I feel like if he had um I think if he had like a foreigner working for him, I feel like he would beat them down. I feel like he would beat them down. Like, not beat physically, but like probably just like be the most shittiest boss ever, like purposefully giving like overworking them on purpose, giving them extra work, extra credit. Not extra credit, but like extra whatchamacallit? What's the word for it? Extra just like work in general. And I feel like that is kind of like what makes this like all the more messed up, because this guy obviously does not like non-American people. Do you know where Madeline was going? Yes, we talked briefly in the morning. She wasn't feeling well and wanted to pick up a couple of things from the grocery store. So they about having to upset someone about her again. So, okay, how was this an accident if You were aware that she called in saying that she feels sick and she had to go to the grocery store to pick up some medicine. How was this a coincidental accident? Because you knew she was going there, so why did you go after her? Huh? You knew. Like, I don't understand how someone can be so stupid and make such a stupid, like, lie. If you're gonna lie about something, at least make it, like, more, like, at least make it a bit, at least make it more, make it, like, a bit more sense. Stupid, man. I don't get it. Why didn't you take her to the van? She takes care of her kids and she's sick. And you didn't offer her drivers a store? She had to ride a bike to get there? Exactly. Well, she liked riding. I don't get it. She's European and that's what they do. But the thing is, though, she had heartburn. When you are on a bike, alright? I have a story to tell you guys, alright? Now is not the time for it. I'm not gonna say much about it. That's a story time for a video. Like a story time video. But when as someone who has experiences with bikes, as someone who has gone to an accident with a bike, I can reassure you. Let me put my hand on your lap as I say this. Dog, that is not how bikes work. Bikes do not make you calmer. They don't, well, they probably could, but they don't, like, lower your heartbeat. Because, mind you, it's like a treadmill. You're basically on a treadmill. You are on a walking treadmill. You are on a treadmill. When you are riding a bike, think of you being on a treadmill. You have to keep on pumping adrenaline onto the energy of riding the bike. Because it's taking all of your physical energy to move the bike. You are moving along with the bike. You are moving along with the bike. There's nothing else to say about that. It's like you are moving along with the bike. You have to, like, it takes your whole body to be on the bike, right? So you have to, like, you have to use your feet. Like, you have to know your sense of direction. You have to know, like, there's a lot of stuff to do, right? Like, you have your hands on the wheel. You gotta know where to turn, and that takes a lot of energy out of you. It is not like, it's not the same thing as, like, whatever you guys are thinking about. It's literally a workout. People literally use bicycles for workout. So why wouldn't you offer her why wouldn't you offer up your to drive her? Doesn't matter if she's European. She has heartburn. Like, I don't think you guys understand how horrid heartburn is, because it's so bad. It's so bad. I've had heartburn before. I could not breathe. I could not breathe. Personally, I could not breathe. I could not at all breathe. So imagine that. Imagine not being able to, like, fucking breathe properly. Your heart is aching, and and mind you, you're doing all this while being on a treadmill. Think of it like that. Think of that's kind of what, like, Madeline's going through. So he could have just given her a ride, or better yet, let her stay at home, or let her call in, let her, like, leave work, and then give her the medicine or something. Maybe not all in that order, but, like, definitely give her the medicine at some point when she leaves your house, or she can go back to her house, because that's the most fair. Like, that being his reason is crazy. All right, so we got 016. Let me write that down. All right, we have 016 as our possible answer. It probably won't be enough, but, like, it's something. Do I change this back to white? Okay. Okay. Alright. 16. Where were you going in such a hurry? I was going to work. What line of work are you in? I'm a banker of the First State Community Bank. First State Community Bank, huh? They're not open on Sunday. Ooh. So that's right, but I had to meet a customer to give them some paperwork for a mortgage. You normally wear a shirt and a tie to give someone paperwork on a Sunday? Yo. Well, I don't usually work on Sundays either, but my appointment was with Mayor Linnett. Oh, that's how you pronounce his name. He's a big account, so I have to look professional, even today. You talked to his wife, right? Dawn confirmed our appointment, so what's the issue? Oh, damn. Okay, hold on. Hold on, chat. Alright. My fault. I have this like song stuck in my head. It's so good. Okay. Trying to understand why you wouldn't offer to do the shopping for Matt. Exactly. To be honest, detective, I was getting tired of it. She seemed to be sick a lot lately, especially when getting ready for work in the mornings and I use bathroom. I don't know. But you wouldn't, like, at least for heartburn, right? If she was, like, sneezing and coughing, like, I understand not wanting to help her because it's, like, to the point where it's almost every single day. But, like, heartburn, though? Forcing her to, like, get out of bed and go get the medicine herself? How else is she gonna get back home? Probably with the medicine, yeah, but like, nah, man. Nah. Nah. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. It doesn't. Tell me more about what exactly happened. Again? Okay. I was in Montepuller and had to turn right on Monet Doctor halfway through my turn. I looked up there and she was out of nowhere. She must have been going really fast. I can't believe it. What do you mean you suddenly looked up? Were you looking down? What distracted you? No, not really. The sun was in my eyes, so I was reaching for my sunglasses. Looked down for a second. She was right there. I didn't even have time to hit the brakes or swerve. It was just a terrible accident. My family is gonna be devastated. But why didn't you? My question is, why didn't you stop? Why didn't you stop? You couldn't have stopped the car to put on your sunglasses. And even then, putting up your sunglasses when you're driving is also an extremely dangerous risk because, yeah, sure, you can see, but you can't see. If someone's wearing like dark clothes, you won't be able to tell because the sunglasses are blocking that kind of shade. It blocks shades. So if someone is like in front of you and they're wearing black and you can't see them, like that is also a risk to them and you as well. The way my family does it when it's really sunny outside is that we pull up the little thing on top of the whatchamacallit? The you know what, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like in front of the cars. Like it's inside of the cars, but you have to look up to see it. It has a mirror and stuff. You put stuff in there. Yeah, like I forgot the name for it. All right, 32. 32. I'm just editing as I go on. has to be these. There's no way. There's no way it's not. Were you too close? I suppose. Your wife's a nurse, right? She works 12 nights. Did you and Miley spend a lot of time together when your wife was at work? What? No. I mean, my wife does work nights, but my what are you trying to say anyway? That's crazy. You don't understand serious. Are you having an affair with your wife, Mr. Scott? Yeah, that'd be crazy. Oh, damn. Why aren't they? Damn. Okay. I mean, like, why didn't they apply that? Not for the case, but that would have been like actually so interesting. Oh my gosh, bro. What if he killed Madeline because he was so scared that um his wife would have found out about the affair? Yo, let me cook, let me cook, let me cook. That would be crazy. Did you drive anywhere else before this? No, I was coming straight from home. I had to pull up the driveway a minute earlier. Thanks for your time, Scott. I'll be in touch. Okay. Let me pull up the thing and see if this is correct. That was the recorded interview, right? So, the answer key. Alright. Can you prove Scott's eye is lying about hitting Madeline on an accident? Prove it below to solve the case. What two documents help you prove the crash was not an accident? I feel like... What? What was the police report? Police report. Yeah, it was a police report and the interrogation. Okay. Is this possible? Jane Doe. Damn, that would be so cool. Okay. Definitely like what was it? Oh shit, hold on. $16. It has to be, bro. 16? Let me can I pick multiple? Okay. Fuck. Okay, hold on. She is pretty. Okay, hold on, let me dude. Okay, it's not 16. 32? Okay. 33? What the fuck? Alright, try. We gotta go back. None of the answers worked. Alright. I had so. Damn. Dude, I can't find it. It's fine. I don't need that. I do, but um I can't find it, so I'll just get it later. That's really annoying. I placed it down somewhere, I can't find it. Okay, so it's not 68, 32, 33. clipped. So it's definitely like between like 16 and throughout the rest. Right? So that was confirmed. Oh, 34 and 36? Okay, if that's not, I'm just gonna be like clicking the answer key. I'm gonna be cheating a little bit because I'm tired, man. I'm sorry, chat. So it was like 30, was it 36? So, I could be wrong. We're just guessing, chat. My fault. Hold on. My thing closed. What? My fault. Alright. My cursor's being weird today. Back. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's gotta be that. Other, like, I don't know. Yes! I did it! We did it, chat! Oh my gosh. I was like stressing the hell out, bro. I was like, there's no way. There's got. Okay. What is this?
Tonight's top story, a local Sunnyview man, Scott Zion, has confessed to murdering his nanny over 10 years ago. Zion confessed to running down 19-year-old Madeleine Depart with his minivan on August 17, 2006. Ms. Depart was a French national living with Mr. Zion as an au pair. According to Sunnyview PD, an independent investigator tipped them off to a discrepancy in Zion's interrogation. When confronted, Zion confessed to having an affair with the victim and hitting her with his car when she became pregnant with his child.
What? I was right? Excuse me?
Interrogation. Investigator tipped them off to a discrepancy in Zion's interrogation. When confronted, Zion confessed to having an affair with the victim and...
Dude, I predicted that. What did I tell y'all? What the fuck did I tell y'all? Bro, that's crazy. Because you got so defensive about it too. That's crazy. Pause. Okay.
hitting her with his car when she became pregnant with his child.
But like, why would you try to do a DIY abortion? Like, you killed the mom. You killed not only your baby mom, but you killed your potential daughter too. Like, you killed your child. Like, what's that about?
More on this story as it develops.
Yo, that's crazy. Alright, this is all the evidence. Someone's in my eyes reached my sunglasses. Scott Zion says someone's anxiety in these glasses. My fault. Can you guys see? Okay. But he was traveling west and turning north. Someone's behind him. Damn. Okay, I was right for the wrong reason, but that's crazy. Yo. Alright, one more. One more. I think this is like the last of the series, so yeah, please. Let's see if we did this. Alright, we haven't done this yet. Catherine Foss. Let me try something else. Alright, we're back. My hair's in the way. Hold on. Okay. Alright. Catherine Fox. Catherine. I like pronouncing it as Catherine. It's just such a pretty way to pronounce it. Alright, November 23rd, 2000. Bestselling author Catherine Fox was found strangled to death at Crooked Cottage, home of the late award-winning mystery writer Agnes Kristoff. Miss Fox, formerly a live-in nurse for Agnes Kristoff, was being blackmailed when we opened it. I just realized though, I think the reason why the cases are like that is because like this is free, so they're not gonna give us like the best out there. I think we can do like another one. It'll be from a different website though. I have it on my group tab right now, but I think it'll be way more better. I don't know. But there's only 3 cases. There was one I did last stream, and there's Scott's and there's Catherine's. Those are the only 3 ones I could find online. Catherine's is really hard to find for some reason. But I know there's only 3 ones. Unfortunately, that's publicly available out there. So, well, we'll find it, but, you know. Was being blackmailed by one of Kristoff's 3 grown grandchildren and was asked to meet the blackmailer at the cottage at midnight. Investigators were never able to pinpoint which one of them killed Mrs. Fox. Dang. Dang. What would that be? Hold on. Okay, a nurse. Okay. She is very pretty. But that's crazy. Okay. So, okay. Let me. Sorry. Your job is to solve the mystery by finding conclusive evidence that proves that which one of Mrs. Kristoff's grandchildren was the murderer. Oops. That was his. My fault. We'll do this later. Unsolved case files. Which is the unsolved case files? Your job to prove who killed Miss Catherine Fox. When you think you know who killed that Catherine Fox, you can prove it. Visit the website. Alright. This thing is loading, so it'll take a second. It feels so like the photo is so clean. It's so scary. It feels like Photoshop. I don't know. It's scary. Murder mystery author mysteriously murdered. Let me see if you guys can see. That's the best you can get. Best-selling author by Craig O'Donnell, Lansbury Times staff writer. Best-selling author Catherine Fox was famous for her critically acclaimed novel "The English Professor's Last Words Is Dead." She was found strangled to death in the early mornings of November 23rd at Crooked Cottage, the former home of the late queen of the murder mystery Agnes Kristoff. Sources reveal that Mrs. Fox was being blackmailed by hold on, and Detective R.D. Bradbury of the Lansbury Police Department believes the blackmail ties directly into her murder. He confirms there are 3 suspects he's speaking with. Information on who the suspects are or why she's being blackmailed is being kept under the wraps this time as part of the police investigation. Several years ago, Mrs. Fox was a former live-in nurse for Agnes Kristoff. So, like, she used to work for her, or what? Like, the grandchildren just came back for revenge or something? Let me scroll. What the heck? Let me scroll. Bro. It's something. I hate it when this shit lags, dude. It's so annoying. Let me scroll. Bro, I'm about to crash out. Y'all see this? Y'all see the cursor? Y'all see this? Y'all see how it's not working? Dude, what the fuck? Are you guys seeing this? Mind you, all of this because I wanted to scroll down a little bit. All of this, all because I wanted to scroll down for a little bit, dude. Okay. Several years ago, Mrs. Fox was a former live-in nurse for Agnes Kristoff. It has been often remarked how Catherine Fox's writing skills mimics that of her late employer. Okay, so she died. Okay. In a recent interview of the subject, Miss Fox stated, during Agnes' last years, she and I became very close, and as I provided her with round-the-clock healthcare and companionship, she taught me everything I know about writing. I will be eternally grateful for her influence in my career. The murder that took place on Crooked Cottage, a former home of late mystery writer Agnes Kristoff. Okay. Let me scroll, ho. The fuck? Okay. I feel like we just scroll. Where are we? Dude. Let me see the body. What the fuck? Let me see the crime evidence. I hate you people. I hate. Dude, I hate this, like, this website. It's so annoying. This works perfectly fine. This one doesn't. For some reason. Okay, whatever. Whatever, dude. I don't care. Dude, it's like okay, it's like the website haunts my screen every time I try to get a closer look at the picture. That's crazy. All right, so this is Charlotte. So I guess this is one of the three grandchildren of Agnes. Lansbury Police Department witness safe for him. She is pretty. That's what I'll say. She is pretty. I hate this. Why are you just wearing cursive? Evan Mrs. Fox's publisher. Uh, these past 7 years, and we became like family. Yesterday, she brought an envelope to my office, and matter of factly told me that in the event of her death, I was told to hand it over to to Detective R.D. Bradbury of the Lansbury Police. I was shocked and asked what she was talking about. She said one of Agnes Christoph's grandchildren was blackmailing her, but she refused to get into specifics. She was to meet the blackmailer at midnight at Crooked Cottage, where Mrs. Christoph had spent her last remaining years. I told her to call the police, but she wouldn't hear of it. I'm so confused. What is going on? So she brought an envelope to Charlotte's office. Okay. And so basically I think she's trying to say that Miss Fox came into her office last night. Or I'm assuming it's last night. I'm picturing in my head. And told her that Agnes had died. And I think she wanted like a witness statement or something, or like a statement in general about her grandma's death, and to hand it over to the detective. But I don't know, I could be wrong. I don't know. This is really hard to understand. She said one of Agnes Christoph's grandchildren was blackmailing her. Oh, she's not one of Agnes's grandchildren? Okay. But she refused to get into specifics. Okay. She was to meet the blackmailer at midnight at Crooked. Oh, okay, I misunderstood it. Okay, so basically, she handed over one of the envelopes or papers that she was given by the blackmailer and to hand it over to the detective or something because apparently Charlotte has connection to the detective more than Christine does. Is that her name, Christine? Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense now. And I could call it at Cottage, where Mrs. Kristoff had spent her last remaining years. I told her to call the police, but she wouldn't hear of it. She was adamant. She needed to go alone, and made me promise to stay far away from me there. Then she left to go get the money she needed from the bank. So she was being. So if one of these other victim or witness testimonies mentions about money, Pay close attention, chat. This is a very important detail. Very important. More important. Fuck. More important. Fuck. Okay, never mind. I'm not fluent in Spanish. I'm not fluent in Spanish. I meant to say. I was right about Catherine, so there was no way I wasn't going. I just wish I got there in time to do something. Just as, just as I arrived in college, I saw a dark figure fleeing from the side door and into the woods. Jeff the killer? I thought it was Catherine. Who was Catherine? Oh yeah, Catherine. But once I crept up to the ignore that. Once I crept up to the cottage and looked in the window, I saw her lifeless body on the floor. Terrified for my own life, I ran back to the car, locked the doors, and called the police. I can't believe she's gone. She told me everything I knew about writing. And because of the influence, I just finished my first novel, which will be dedicated, which I'll be dedicating to her in memory. That's crazy. Dear Detective Bradbury, if you're reading this letter, it means I've been murdered. One of these three people are responsible for my death. Edgar, Alfred, and Gina. Okay. Let me explain. Several years ago, I was a live-in nurse for Agnes Kristoff, the world-famous murder mystery writer. I can honestly say I owe my career to her. Quite literally because the book which brought me fame and fortune as an author, The English Professor's Last Words, was not actually written by me. It was written by her. Damn. You see, Agnes died before she could publish it. She had become a very private person in her last years and didn't even let her publisher know she had been working on something new. I was by her side day and night while she created her final masterpiece. Agnes bounced ideas off me, many of which she used in the story. She said I had knack. I had a knack. The fuck is a knack? And she tried my hand at writing sometime. Her only living relatives were her three grandchildren, who never once took the time to come see her. Did they come to her funeral? That's my question. Did they ever go to her funeral? Were they ever like, wow, my poor grandmother in her in her deathbed? That's messed up. On. Okay, I guess that's good. That's weird. Yeah, I had no problem taking the time to cash the check she sent them each month. Yo, that's so messed up. That's so messed up. That's so fucked up, man. Her health severely declined toward the end of 1992, and I honestly think she was only holding on to finish the book. She passed away in the sleep of the morning after writing the last chapter on July 17th, 1993. So, the year after, I mourned her greatly as she'd become like a mother to me. Aww. I informed the grandchildren instead of grief of their voices, I heard debilitation? Debilitation. What the fuck is that? Hold on. What is debilitation? What is this? Yo. feeling of great happiness and triumph. Yo. Yo. Instead of asking when the funeral was, they wanted to know when the will would be read? Yo, that's fucking crazy. I couldn't let them cash in on her final masterpiece. So I picked up my things along with my manuscript and left. I later submitted my manuscript to a publisher under my own name, and the rest is history. Flash forward to present day. Apparently, Agnes made a copy of the English professor's last words. I never knew about, and one of her 3 greedy grandchildren found it. They sent me the enclosed. Blackmail, but are threatening to expose me unless I paid $500. 500,000, my fault. I feared for my life, but couldn't risk coming to you first, as I knew my career would be ruined if the word got out. Damn, why would you? Hold on. I was gonna say something. I think I was supposed to say something. Hold on. Wait. Fuck, I was gonna say something. Hold on. Never knew about and wanted to see. Close black letter that into expose me. I was gonna have a really good point. Whatever. Since you're reading this, I must have made the wrong decision. Please do everything you can to find out who blackmailed me. Agnes would not have wanted both the grandchildren to profit from my death. I only hope she can forgive me for profiting from hers. It was truly Catherine Fox. I want a copy of my grandmother's last book, and I can prove you stole it. Oh, that's good. They use like those little words. That's crazy. Oh, my thing's lagging. Meet me at Crooked College at midnight tonight with $500,000 in unmarked bills. Reminds me of Persona. This is so creative though. This has been so hard to do. Like, you can tell they did Crooked, but then they kind of gave up and they wanted to finish it. Come alone, or all your fans will find out you are a fraud. Edgar kind of like it. You know, he's cute. Hold on. Oh, Gina is so pretty. Gina is so pretty. They're both cute. I'm not gonna lie, they're both cute. Just as like compliments. Like, that's crazy. Hold on. Okay, whose is this? This is Kristoff. Wait, this is Edgar's. Okay. I was at Lee's funeral home at midnight on November 23rd. This year's flu killed several of the town's elderly, and we were having 3 funerals the next day. So, I was late working preparing bodies. Oh, Undertaker. Whatever the fuck that is. Whatever the hell that means. Oh, C for Caucasian. Okay, I was like, what is C? What does C mean? I went to business because the people who prepared grandmother's body did a horror job. I wanted to spare people's loved ones from seeing what we saw. Alfred's, okay. At midnight on November 23rd, I was fast asleep and probably dreaming about the new Bork's parrot we just got at the zoo. At the zoo. Oh, at the zoo. That was intentional. That was not intentional. That was not intentional. I swear. I have a habit of always dreaming about the zoo's new, new bird species the night after they arrive. Also, I haven't been grandmother's cottage in years. This is Gina. All right. At midnight, on the night of in the question, I was still collecting my students' papers for the short stories class. Of course, they all know who Miss Chesterton grandmother's was, so they try their best to impress me by writing murder mysteries. However, most of their stories are bad. They just end up killing their grades and stuff. That's crazy. So what am I doing? Okay, so we gotta do this. Lock in, chat. Lock in. This is hard. Uh, I love how the crime scene photos never work. They pretty much never work. That's actually crazy. Um, feel like if we go back, it had to been like Gina maybe. Because why are you talking about like grading your students' papers? You know what I mean? Like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, why try making a joke about this? You know what I mean? Like, it's just so strange. Like, why are you making a joke? You know what I mean? And then I think, what else is our next clue? I think witness report of Charlotte? Nah. Yo, what if Charlotte killed her? That would have been crazy. Mm, wait, midnight. At midnight. Oh, it's definitely Gina, right? It's gotta be her. Hold on. Wait, no. It's gotta be Alfred, bro. It's gotta be Alfred. It's gotta be Alfred. Oh, suspicious. Damn. Okay. Redo this. I know that's what my lead was though, but I can't find shit. It's okay. Alright guys. It's gotta be Charlotte then. It's gotta be Charlotte. It's gotta be Charlotte. Okay. Was what about the note she wrote to the detective? It wasn't the police. It was the detective. Like she literally said that. Shitting me. Okay, what about Edgar? The shit? It's not Ramson though. It's what is it? If it's not Ramson though, what is it? I'll be right back. How do I have this? Hold on. Wrong thing, my fault. Alright, back. Dude, I need another hit. Another hint. This isn't. It's not doing anything for me, dude. I'm so confused. It's. Oh, okay, that's gonna help a lot. Okay. I didn't think about that. Fuck. Okay. Okay. I noticed everything. I noticed the pattern here. They capitalize every single word at the beginning. It was like a lot of like capitals, though. That's what I know. And not a lot of them were like in punctuations, like periods. It's not Alfred. Wait, it's not working at all. Okay, is it, what's her face? Okay, this isn't doing shit, dude. What the fuck? This is not working. What? Wait, what? So it was Gina. Yo. Okay. That that sent like goosebumps. Oh, that's weird. Hold on, guys. Dude, guys, I didn't mention this, but I am so excited for my next stream, my next video I'm gonna be releasing. Oh my lord. It's definitely gonna be a collab. It's 100% gonna be a collab because I need a collab. I gotta collab with it. With like a bunch of people. Not a bunch of people, but I gotta collab with some people. It's gonna be like a friends thing. But I just gotta know. I'm a so surprised. Okay, I don't know if that means what it means. Hold on, guys. That's so weird. Hold on. Okay, it still is. Okay, I'm good. I'm so confused though. I don't see any grammar mistakes in like her testimony though. Am I missing something? What am I missing? Brands. That's literally the. That's literally the both. What? What? Alright, I'm just gonna stop because this is so confusing. Yeah, this is so confusing. I don't know what I'm looking at. Alright. We're gonna do another one of these tomorrow. I'm so tired. Um I am so tired, guys. I'm gonna end this stream right